Well, so we are having breakfast on the floor. I have nice coffee and an almond bear claw, which I didn't even know was a thing. This was on clearance at the grocery store bakery, so I grabbed it because I'm eating like absolute crap right now since I don't have my kitchen quite in working order. Because Rue decided this was the right moment for running on the wheel. Because the floor just got done and everything is empty. I got rid of a bunch of furniture because my couch and chair were very, very old. And so I got rid of those. I got rid of my bed. I don't know what I would have done if I had not gotten rid of those because I refloored 75% of my house and the 25% that was not refloored was packed full of stuff. So I'm slowly but surely going to be getting everything back where it goes and not having furniture till I get some new furniture. But it's good, everything's great. I did have trouble getting going this morning, so you can tell I'm still somewhat waking up and getting things back together. I anchored the big bookshelves this morning. I got my fridge put back. It was blocking my front door, which was a little crazy, but that was kind of the only place I could put it, because that little entry square was not getting refloored. And so it's been wild but exciting. And I did, as I said, have trouble getting going this morning. I kind of just wanted to stay in bed or stay in the shower for like a week. And this is chaos filming, obviously. So I'm sorry how rambly and crazy this is. But I did read a little bit while I was procrastinating getting out of bed. So I'm working on Revelator. And I'm going to work a little bit after I eat something on getting some books back up. This shelf is mostly my TBR shelf, so I think that's the only one that I for sure know where everything is going and going back basically where it was before. I'm gonna do that, do the art, bring in some stuff. I can't put my oven/stove back yet, not till tomorrow. So I will continue to eat like crap. And I've had an overindulgence of food because I was basically stuck in one room while they were reflooring and didn't have access to a stove or oven. So I've eaten a lot of junk food and fast food, and kind of getting some stuff done, but overall there's not any real deadline to get anything moved back. So I'm going to be taking my time and hopefully just enjoying my new room. All right, it is sometime later, shortly later, and another very flattering filming location on my bed, as you can tell. Relaxing. This whole vlog is just going to be me saying how tired I feel. Physically, emotionally, energy-wise, very drained right now. This week has been a lot. So who knows if this will even go out as a vlog. I may just decide it's too much me griping. So I am laying on my new bed actually. I got a new mattress, not a new bed. The bed, you can see the headboard here. The headboard is just leaned up against there. In my delusional mind, I thought that this was going to be a great opportunity because I've had my bed apart for a couple of years because my dog was very old. He has passed away at the beginning of this year. And I was like, this is the opportunity to put it back together because it was dangerous for him to jump off of and stuff. So I have had just a box spring and mattress on the floor. And so over the course of getting my floor redone, this was where like all of the bookshelves were stored. So the box spring was just up. And I ordered a new mattress and that was all like rolled up so it wasn't taking up a lot of space. And I slept on the futon, which I'm sure didn't help with the sleep and feeling tired. But, so the new mattress is very nice. I did set that up. I made the executive decision to not put together the actual bed and frame and whatever. Because that, with everything else, I was like, no, this is just too much. So we're not going to do that right now. But I did get a decent amount done out in the living room. And like not a ton. And I can't really do much to the kitchen because I need to have space to move the oven back tomorrow. My room is mostly mine again. They had, as I said, all the bookshelves. I had a bunch of piles of Nicky Macky stuff and art and all that in here. So it's mostly been emptied out now and back to normal, other than a couple of little things that I need to probably just donate, get rid of. Like some accent cushions that I don't think are going to go anymore because I think I'm going to change from sort of reddish to bluish because the art that I got in my living room has been blue. And I have a rug already that would match that I can move from my office into the living room. So I think that I will just switch out a couple of little things to go from red to blue, and that'll be nice. What else? Oh, while I was moving things, I was talking about books here. I keep forgetting this is a book video. So I was listening to Maria Bamford's new memoir, Sure, I'll Join Your Cult. It's not very culty, I would say. It is about mental health, though, and this one is really difficult. At least the whole beginning is very extreme. There's triggers for every single thing you could think of in terms of mental health stuff. I think probably the only trigger warning I don't think there has been in play is like animal cruelty type stuff so far. But I think around the 20% mark, it changed from very extreme and all over the place to kind of a more traditional memoir. And I am liking it more from that point onward. I think I'm now around 40% through. So I'm liking it. I'm a huge fan of Maria Bamford, but it is a lot. So that I think will be mostly what I'm doing, listening to audiobook for a little bit, because I'm going to make the poor decision probably to go to the store and get some Christmas decoration stuff. I don't really want to pull out my outside decorations because they take a lot of effort. Not that I go over the top or anything, but just the stuff that I have, it takes more effort than I have to set up. So I think, because I've been to the hardware store a whole lot recently, I have seen, they have, of course, loads of multicolor lights and these little light up candy canes. So I think I'm just gonna go super simple and go get a long strand of multicolor because I have a bush next to my garage that looks like a Christmas tree. And so light that with multicolors and then get some red candy canes that light up. Hopefully they will have enough left because they were really running low when I was there 2 days ago, I think. So I'm hopeful though. So we will see if I can get the stuff I want. If not, it's not a huge deal, but I do want to decorate a little bit. Today is going to be the last nice day, I think, before we get kind of cold and yucky. It's like in the 60s outside right now, so really nice day. So I would like to get what little decorating I can do, I have the bandwidth to do, done today. But I think it's going to otherwise be kind of low-key. Good Lord, I have rambled for 5 minutes. I can't believe it. So I'm going to move along now and go to the store. These were supposed to be my pajamas for after the bath. Are you helping pre-warm my clothes for me? Is that what's happening? I'm enjoying it as opposed to silly. So flowers, knit, super inside. Like all of them just pull up, then I just put it really all the way in the process. So like once you're coding, this is your own house, so you're just like, compose and like this, but like also like a little bit like this, and you like plug in what you want with your options, and then it gives you books that it recommends. So I think that concierge is like a perfect name. Good morning. It is Sunday. It's first thing in the morning. I'm not quite awake, but I have been up to make coffee and feed the cats, which are my essential duties. I I don't have a chair still, so I'm back in bed under the toasty electric blanket to read for a bit. It has not been too cold lately, but overnight it cooled down quite a bit. So we're looking at very chilly next week or so for sure. Possibly this will be the beginning of actual winter, who knows? But definitely below freezing overnight, so it's chilly. So I'm not quite awake, as I said, so good thing to do while I'm not awake yet. I have a long drive today later on, and I think I might run out of my audiobook. I'm listening to Cheryl Join Your Cult by Maria Bamford still. I've got a couple hours left on it, so I don't know. It'll be close regardless, but so I wanted to line up what is next on the docket for audiobooks. So I browsed around a little bit and decided I should probably go with Just Like Home by Sarah Gailey, because I have been wanting to finish Gailey's backlist, and that is the last book, so if I can at least get it started or get progress on it, that is the priority I should make. So got that downloaded it, so I am going to sit down and read for an hour or so before I have to get up and get stuff done. A hand truck is a marvelous thing. The oven is somewhat back in place. Very badly needs to be cleaned on both the sides and top before I actually hook it back up. So that's what I'm gonna do. Phew, back on and in working order. This was the last thing that I had to get done kind of to have my house back to functional. So everything else remaining now I can kind of do on my own time scale as quickly or slowly as I want. So now I think we cook. almost back to a semi-functional room with some Christmas decorations that will suffice. Me again. I read a little bit more of Revelator. I don't think I've actually talked about the book very much, but it's very mundane. So it's historically set, but in two timelines, one in the kind of mid to late 1930s and the other in the late 1940s. And we're following a single main character who is, in the earlier timeline, she's kind of the last in the line of the Birch women who are Revelators. And there is a literal supernatural being of some sort living in a cave on their property. And for a book with that, with an actual supernatural being there, it's very mundane. So in the later timeline, though, I think is the key to what this book is really about and what is driving it forward. There is a new child, Sunny, who is now the youngest in the Birch women's line, and there are a lot of questions about what's going to happen with her, about the future of their land. It's really interesting in that it's engaging with those themes of kind of a dying Appalachian town and what happens to the people who are so tied to the place. And I think that's just a very interesting topic to be covering in this sort of unusual supernatural element in the background. But yeah, it's very slow moving, so I only read a very little bit. This is the worst reading vlog probably ever because I've done so little reading actually. But like the whole point of this was going to be a really hard weekend to read, and I kind of wanted to try to vlog, and this has kept me at least reading some. So yeah, so maybe success because of that. But anyway, so I'm updating because I have to stop now, go get ready. My pants are in the dryer. I'm hoping they're dry. I realized last minute that they were not. They were in the washer still. So I am getting ready to go. I got tickets for my birthday for the Cirque du Soleil Christmas show. So I'm going to that and then going to a brewery I haven't been to before after that. And I used to watch, I have no idea if A&E or Bravo, I can't remember which one it was, one of those channels. I don't know if that's available overseas, but one of those channels on New Year's Eve would air hours of Cirque du Soleil shows. And that was my sort of thing. My family would often go to bed much earlier, and my brothers would be off playing video games in their room. For New Year's Eve, they would stay up and I would stay up, but I would stay up alone watching Cirque du Soleil a lot. And yeah, so I really enjoy their talent and the wonderful shows they put on. So I'm really looking forward to going to see it. So I will do that, and I will update you when I'm done and back home, and maybe have some reading time tonight. Hi, your friendly Krampus. You're here again. It is almost bedtime, or at least winding down time. The show was absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad I got to go. Yeah, it was really, really fantastic. I love seeing the theater all decorated for Christmas, and it was just really exciting to see Cirque du Soleil. They did a phenomenal job. So much aerialist work. That was really cool. And I was surprised they didn't have quite as much tumbling. They had a couple of scenes that were tumbling centered, but yeah, most of it was aerialist stuff, and I really enjoyed that. So I did read a little bit after I got home, Revelator, but this is going to be a very disappointing reading vlog because I haven't finished anything, and I think I have read maybe 100 pages of this over the weekend, and about 4 to 5 hours of my audiobook. I also didn't finish that on the drive of Sure I'll Join Your Cult by Maria Bamford. So I don't have any finishes to talk about. The progression of this is very enjoyable still. So we've gotten to the point where There's a funeral. We know very early in the book that someone has died. So I will probably talk about that when I do wrap up the book. But there's a funeral being held finally, and that's bringing family together again from, maybe contentious relationships and outsiders, really. And so there's a lot about that that's dramatic, but somewhat understated. It's not like big, loud drama. It's that kind of quiet, seething drama that is really great, and I'm liking that actually. So I'm still really enjoying this, and it's still also very mundane, surprisingly. So it hasn't had a lot of like big moves in the story, even though I'm over halfway through. So I think I'm gonna end the vlog there. Even though this was a very boring vlog, I will probably try to edit it and get it out, in fact. It may not be this week. I think it will probably be the following, because I do want to do everything I read in November still, and that is probably my first priority. So as always, I do really appreciate if you stuck through with this very dull true life of a reader. This is what it looks like when you aren't reading as much. I genuinely thought I was going to finish up this book and my audiobook early on Saturday and be off to other things, and that just didn't happen this weekend. So I do appreciate you if you stuck with it. Very boring, but hopefully you enjoyed what you got to see, and hopefully next week is more fruitful for reading. Thank you all so very much for watching.